Before we start, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Only 2% are subscribers. At 1,000 subscribers, I'll be posting a special video. In the deepest reaches of space, among glittering stars and swirling nebulae, the Thulani exploration vessel, Noble Harbinger, cruised serenely through the cosmos. The Thulani were renowned explorers, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the universe. Their mission today brought them to a small blue planet teeming with life, Earth. As the vessel orbited Earth, its sophisticated scanners picked up a signal, an unusual distress beacon from a dense forest below. Intrigued and concerned, Captain Zendar, a seasoned Thulani leader with a deep-set gaze that spoke of countless adventures, ordered the crew to investigate. The Thulani, accustomed to dealing with complex technological systems, were somewhat taken aback when their sensors identified the source of the beacon as a small human child. In a clearing amidst towering trees, a boy no older than 6 sat crying, his tear-streaked face a mix of fear and hope. The crew exchanged uncertain glances. The Thulani were unfamiliar with children, especially human ones, but their compassionate nature overruled their hesitation. With a swift command, Captain Zendar ordered the boy to be transported aboard. On board, the crew welcomed their tiny guest, who introduced himself as Oliver. His mop of curly hair and wide, innocent eyes tugged at their hearts. But their initial joy soon turned into bewilderment as they quickly realized they were unprepared for the unpredictable nature of a human child. Oliver's curious hands touched everything, and his loud wails filled the normally tranquil corridors of the ship. Despite their advanced technology and wisdom, the Thulani were ill-equipped to handle the needs of a small child. Lieutenant Azara, the ship's science officer, attempted to keep Oliver occupied with interactive holograms, but the child's fascination quickly waned, leading him to explore other areas of the ship. Chaos ensued as Oliver's adventurous spirit took him into restricted areas, triggering alarms and creating havoc. The crew, usually calm and collected, found themselves in a state of constant alert, trying to prevent the child from dismantling delicate equipment or spilling sticky substances on control panels. The situation escalated when Oliver discovered a compartment containing unusual glowing objects. In his innocence, he believed they were toys, and the resulting mishap sent the crew into a frenzy. Captain Zendar, who prided himself on maintaining order, found his patience tested as he watched his ship descend into disarray. Desperate to regain control, Captain Zendar ordered Oliver to be confined to a safe area, hoping to contain the chaos. But Oliver, driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, managed to escape, setting off a chain of events that left the crew scrambling to regain order. In his escapades, Oliver inadvertently unleashed dangerous alien fauna from the containment lab, leading to a frantic pursuit through the ship's intricate passageways. The crew, unaccustomed to dealing with such unpredictable behavior, found themselves struggling to contain both the creatures and the child. Captain Zendar's frustration grew as he realized that the situation was spiraling out of control. Reluctantly, he decided that the only solution was to return Oliver to Earth, if only to preserve the sanity of his crew and the integrity of his ship. As the ship turned toward Earth, Oliver, sensing the crew's frustration, began to understand that he had caused them distress. His wide eyes filled with tears, and he promised to be good, but the crew, though softened by his plea, knew that the only way to restore peace was to return the boy to his rightful place. The Noble Harbinger's journey back to Earth was filled with tension as the crew reflected on their unexpected adventure and the challenges it brought. Despite the chaos, some of the crew members, especially Lieutenant Azara, felt a growing fondness for the child, and they silently hoped for a happy resolution as the ship prepared to descend toward Earth. Captain Zendar breathed a sigh of relief as the Noble Harbinger descended toward Earth, hoping to restore tranquility on the ship by returning Oliver to his family. Yet the journey had affected the crew more profoundly than they initially realized. Oliver's antics, while troubling, had also endeared him to the crew. As they prepared to transport the child back to the surface, Lieutenant Azara, with her shimmering blue eyes filled with uncharacteristic tenderness, tried to comfort Oliver, who was now unusually quiet. She handed him a small, intricately designed gadget, a token of their brief yet eventful time together. However, Just as they were about to land, an alert sounded throughout the ship. The crew scrambled to their stations, and Captain Zendar's deep voice resonated with a mix of frustration and concern as he ordered the sensors to scan for potential threats. The source of the disturbance quickly became apparent. A fleet of hostile Xantorian ships, known for their ruthless tactics, was approaching. The Xantorians had detected the Noble Harbinger's distress beacon during their initial descent and saw the Thulani ship as an easy target. The crew quickly realized that their initial plan of returning Oliver to safety had now become a precarious situation. In the ensuing chaos, Oliver, sensing the fear and urgency around him, instinctively sought refuge in the ship's ventilation system. His small frame allowed him to move through the narrow passages with ease, unwittingly evading the Xantorian boarding attempts and becoming an elusive target. As the Xantorians attempted to board the ship, the crew struggled to repel the invaders while simultaneously trying to locate Oliver. The child, oblivious to the danger he was in, crawled through the vents, unknowingly thwarting the Xantorian boarding party's efforts by creating confusion and disrupting their plans. Lieutenant Azara, while battling alongside her crewmates, couldn't help but worry about Oliver. She realized that despite his troublesome behavior, she had grown fond of him. Her heart raced as she fought off the attackers, her thoughts constantly returning to the child who had brought both chaos and unexpected joy to their ship. In the midst of the fierce battle, Captain Zendar, with his unwavering resolve, directed the crew with precision. His deep-set eyes reflected both his worry for Oliver and his determination to protect his ship and crew. The situation seemed dire until a sudden flash of light from the ship's core signaled the activation of the quantum shield, a defensive technology that enveloped the ship in a protective bubble. With the shield activated, the crew managed to repel the Xantorian invaders. The ship's sophisticated systems, temporarily disrupted by Oliver's earlier escapades, came back online, allowing the crew to regain control. In the quiet aftermath, they found Oliver curled up in a vent, his face streaked with tears, but filled with relief upon seeing familiar faces. Despite the chaos he had caused, Oliver's presence inadvertently saved the crew. His actions had disrupted the Xantorian invaders long enough for the Thulani to regroup and counterattack. Captain Zendar, though exasperated, couldn't help but feel a growing sense of pride for the child. As the Noble Harbinger once again set course for Earth, the crew gathered around Oliver, a mixture of exhaustion and affection on their faces. Captain Zendar, with a rare smile, knelt down and ruffled the boy's hair, silently acknowledging that while the journey had been far from smooth, it had brought them all closer together. The Noble Harbinger's mission to return Oliver had now taken on a new meaning. The crew, who initially saw the child as a nuisance, now viewed him as a brave, albeit mischievous, member of their interstellar family. With the Xantorian threat behind them, the Noble Harbinger resumed its course towards Earth. The crew, still reeling from the recent attack, now faced a new challenge, containing Oliver's unbounded curiosity as they approached their destination. Lieutenant Azara watched Oliver with a mix of amusement and trepidation as he explored the ship, seemingly forgetting the recent danger. The child's boundless energy seemed inexhaustible, and the crew, though warmed by his presence, struggled to manage the chaos that seemed to follow him. As the ship neared Earth's atmosphere, Oliver found his way to the bridge. Captain Zendar, who was focused on the descent, glanced down to see the child grinning up at him, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Look, Captain, it's my home," Oliver exclaimed, pointing to the screen displaying the blue and green globe below. Captain Zendar, usually stern and reserved, felt a softening in his demeanor. He smiled and patted Oliver's head, a rare gesture of affection from the seasoned captain. As they prepared to land, the ship's systems alerted the crew to another unexpected event. A severe storm had developed over the area where they intended to return Oliver, making a safe landing impossible. With limited options, Captain Zendar decided to delay their descent until the storm passed. The crew, initially hopeful about returning Oliver, now faced the prospect of more time with the energetic child on board. Oliver, sensing the crew's frustration, did his best to be helpful. He tried assisting in the kitchen, but his attempts at cooking ended with food splattered across the walls. He ventured into the engine room, where Engineer Corran quickly ushered him out, fearing the child might accidentally sabotage the ship's systems. Despite his good intentions, Oliver's actions led to a series of minor disasters that left the crew both exasperated and amused. Lieutenant Azara, watching the chaos unfold, shook her head with a wry smile, realizing that, despite the messes, Oliver's presence had become an endearing part of their journey. As the storm raged on Earth, the crew decided to entertain Oliver with a tour of the ship. They showed him the observation deck, where the vastness of space left the child in awe. They introduced him to the ship's artificial intelligence, Astra, who amused Oliver with stories and games. In these moments, the crew's exasperation gave way to genuine affection. They saw beyond the chaos Oliver had caused and recognized the courage and curiosity that defined him. Finally, the storm began to clear, and the noble harbinger prepared for descent. The crew, now bonded with Oliver, felt a mix of relief and sadness at the impending farewell. As the ship touched down, Oliver's parents, frantic with worry, rushed to meet the crew. They embraced their son, tears of relief in their eyes. The crew watched, their hearts warmed by the reunion, though tinged with sadness at the impending goodbye. Captain Zendar, his usually stern face softened, knelt down to say goodbye to Oliver. The child hugged him tightly, his eyes filled with tears. "Will I ever see you again?" Oliver asked, his voice trembling. "Perhaps, young one," Captain Zendar replied, his voice gentle. "The universe is vast, and our paths may cross again." As the crew watched Oliver return to his family, they felt a sense of accomplishment and sadness. The journey had been filled with challenges, but it had also brought unexpected joy and lessons. With Oliver safely returned, the noble harbinger prepared to depart, the crew reflecting on the adventure that had changed them all in unexpected ways. After returning Oliver to his parents, the noble harbinger set a course for the next exploration mission, eager to resume their original scientific pursuits. Yet, as the ship sailed through the cosmos, a palpable sense of loss settled among the crew. The vibrant energy Oliver had brought on board was missed, even by those who initially found him disruptive. The crew's routine soon faced another unexpected twist. While traveling through an uncharted sector, they detected an unusual energy signature from a nearby planet. As they moved in closer to investigate, the sensors revealed a fleet of Xantorian ships lurking in the vicinity, prompting Captain Zendar to sound the alarm. The crew quickly assembled on the bridge, their faces tense with anticipation. The Xantorians, notorious for their aggression, had returned to exact revenge after their previous defeat. The Thulani prepared for battle, but this time the situation was more dire. The Xantorians had brought reinforcements. As the Xantorian ships closed in, the noble harbinger was rocked by incoming fire. The Thulani ships' shields absorbed the first barrage, but the relentless assault left them scrambling to respond. Captain Zendar's voice boomed across the bridge as he issued commands, his face etched with determination. Lieutenant Azara, her hands dancing across her console, launched a series of counterattacks, but the Xantorians quickly adapted, forcing the Thulani into a defensive position. The noble harbinger's advanced technology kept them in the fight, but the sheer number of enemy ships threatened to overwhelm them. In the midst of the chaos, a familiar signal appeared on the ship's communication system, a distress call from Earth. The Xantorians, in their quest for revenge, had targeted Oliver's home, seeking to lure the Thulani into a trap. The crew, realizing the danger, faced a painful decision: defend themselves or save the child they had grown to care for. With heavy hearts, Captain Zendar made the call to rescue Oliver. The ship turned towards Earth, evading the Xantorian fleet through a series of risky maneuvers. The crew braced themselves as they sped toward the planet, their minds focused on saving their young friend. As the noble harbinger entered Earth's atmosphere, the Xantorian fleet followed, launching a relentless attack. The Thulani ship dodged and weaved through the skies, its shields flickering under the onslaught. The crew, though battered and bruised, pushed forward with unwavering resolve. Upon reaching Oliver's home, the crew found the child and his family under attack. The Xantorians, ruthless in their pursuit, showed no mercy. The Thulani, however, fought back with a ferocity fueled by their newfound affection for the boy. In the ensuing battle, the noble harbinger's crew demonstrated remarkable courage. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes blazing with determination, led a daring rescue mission, while Captain Zendar engaged the Xantorian leader in a fierce duel. The battle raged, but the Tulani's resolve proved stronger, and they eventually forced the Xantorians to retreat. With the threat vanquished, the crew gathered around Oliver and his family, their faces reflecting both relief and exhaustion. The boy, his eyes wide with awe, thanked his alien friends for saving him. The crew, though battered, felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing they had protected someone they had come to love. As the noble harbinger prepared to depart, the crew reflected on the battle that had tested their courage and reaffirmed their bond with Oliver. Captain Zendar, his usually stern face softened, promised to return, while Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with affection, gave Oliver a small Thulani artifact as a token of their friendship. The noble harbinger soared into the sky, leaving behind a grateful child and a hopeful family. The crew, now more united than ever, looked toward the stars, ready for whatever challenges awaited them, secure in the knowledge that they had found something precious, a bond that transcended the stars and united their worlds. Following the intense battle with the Xantorians, the noble harbinger sailed back into deep space, the crew seeking respite from their recent ordeal. The ship's interior, usually filled with a bustling energy, was now subdued as the Tulani reflected on their encounter. The crew, once eager to return to their explorations, found themselves haunted by the memory of their young human friend, Oliver. Lieutenant Azara, usually focused and meticulous, spent her days poring over the ship's data logs, replaying their interactions with Oliver. Despite her logical demeanor, she missed the boy's infectious laughter and curious questions. Captain Zendar, too, found himself thinking of Oliver often, his stern features softening whenever the child's memory crossed his mind. Their reflections were interrupted when the ship's communication console suddenly crackled to life, revealing an unexpected message from the Grand Council. The Council, having learned of the crew's recent battle, expressed their disapproval. They criticized the crew's decision to engage with humans, whom they considered too unpredictable and dangerous for further contact. The crew, shocked and dismayed, listened as the Council chastised them for their actions. The Thulani, known for their compassionate nature, were divided on the issue of human contact, and the Council's words left the crew feeling isolated and unappreciated. Captain Zendar, normally respectful of authority, felt a surge of defiance as he listened to the Council's condemnation. He knew that Oliver was more than just a troublesome human. He was a brave, kind-hearted child who had saved them from danger. The captain's resolve hardened, and he decided to fight for their newfound friendship. The crew gathered in the ship's command center, their faces a mix of determination and concern. Lieutenant Azara, her voice steady but firm, proposed that they return to the Thulani homeworld to present their case to the Council in person. The crew agreed, their resolve strengthened by the thought of defending their friend. As the ship set course for their home planet, the crew prepared for what would be a challenging encounter. They knew that their bond with Oliver would be tested, but they also knew that their experience had changed them, revealing the true strength of their friendship. Upon arrival, the noble harbinger was met with a cold reception. The Council, stern and unforgiving, summoned the crew to a tribunal where they would face judgment for their actions. The crew, though nervous, stood tall, ready to defend their actions and their newfound bond. During the tribunal, the Council questioned the crew's judgment, emphasizing the dangers of human contact. The crew, however, spoke passionately about their experience, highlighting Oliver's bravery and the lessons they had learned from him. Their words resonated with some council members, while others remained skeptical. As the tribunal continued, a surprising ally emerged. The Thulani children, having heard of Oliver's bravery, spoke out in support of the crew. Their innocent voices carried weight, and their stories of friendship and courage touched the hearts of the council members. The tribunal ended with a divided council. Some members, swayed by the crew's passionate defense, advocated for continued contact with humans, while others remained wary. The council ultimately decided to allow the crew to continue their missions, but with caution. The crew, relieved and emboldened, returned to the ship with a renewed sense of purpose. They knew that their journey with Oliver had been challenging, but it had also revealed the strength of their bond and the potential for friendship between their species. As the noble harbinger prepared to embark on their next mission, the crew reflected on their recent adventure. They knew that their bond with Oliver was special, and they were determined to continue exploring the universe, ready for whatever challenges awaited them, secure in the knowledge that their friendship could overcome any obstacle. The noble harbinger resumed its mission, cruising through the cosmic expanse as the crew reflected on their recent experiences. The Thulani were resilient, but the tension from the tribunal still lingered in their minds. Captain Zendar, who bore the weight of command, felt a renewed sense of responsibility as they charted a course toward a new sector, seeking to continue their exploration while avoiding further controversy. Lieutenant Azara, with her characteristic precision, scanned the new territory. The ship's advanced sensors detected an unusual energy field on a desolate planet, intriguing the crew. As they prepared to investigate, the ship's communications console suddenly crackled to life, revealing a distress signal. The signal was faint but unmistakable. It came from a human vessel in peril. The crew exchanged uneasy glances, still mindful of the Council's caution against human contact. However, their compassion and sense of duty outweighed their fears. Captain Zendar made the decisive call to respond, and the ship altered course toward the distress signal, their resolve firm. As the noble harbinger approached, the source of the distress became clear. A human research vessel had crash-landed on the barren planet, its hull breached and its crew in dire need of rescue. The Thulani quickly mobilized, launching a rescue mission with practiced efficiency. The rescue operation was challenging. The planet's harsh environment and unstable atmosphere made conditions treacherous. However, the Thulani, skilled and determined, managed to locate and extract the human crew, bringing them safely aboard the noble harbinger. The rescued humans, a small team of scientists, expressed their gratitude, their faces etched with relief and exhaustion. Among them was a familiar face, Oliver's father, Dr. James Carlson, who had been on a scientific expedition when disaster struck. The crew, stunned by the coincidence, welcomed Dr. Carlson and his team, providing them with medical attention and nourishment. As the Thulani and the humans interacted, a new understanding began to form. Dr. Carlson spoke of his son, Oliver, and the crew shared their adventures with the boy. The shared stories bridged the gap between the two species, and the tension of the tribunal began to dissipate as the crew saw the potential for meaningful connections with humans. Despite the camaraderie, the harsh conditions of the planet posed a new threat. The energy field that had drawn the crew's attention began to destabilize, threatening to engulf the planet in a catastrophic event. The Thulani realized they needed to act swiftly to evacuate, but their ship was damaged from the recent battles and required repairs before they could safely depart. In the midst of the crisis, Oliver's father, Dr. Carlson, demonstrated his technical expertise, assisting the Thulani in repairing the ship. The collaboration between the two species highlighted their shared ingenuity and resilience. With Dr. Carlson's help, the noble harbinger was soon ready for departure. As they prepared to leave, the unstable energy field erupted, sending shockwaves across the planet. The ship's shields held, but the crew knew they needed to act quickly to avoid destruction. With precise coordination, the Thulani managed to navigate through the chaos, escaping the planet just as it began to disintegrate. Back in the safety of space, the crew breathed a collective sigh of relief. The humans, now safe aboard the noble harbinger, expressed their heartfelt thanks. Dr. Carlson in particular was overwhelmed with gratitude, knowing that the Thulani had saved his life and enabled him to return to his son. Captain Zendar, moved by the experience, reflected on the bond that had formed between the crew and the humans. The journey had been fraught with challenges, but it had also revealed the potential for friendship and collaboration between their species. As the noble harbinger set a course for Earth to reunite Dr. Carlson with his family, the crew felt a renewed sense of purpose. They knew that their mission was not just about exploration, but also about forging connections that transcended the stars. The crew, united by their experiences, looked forward to the future with hope and determination, ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead. As the noble harbinger soared through the cosmos, a palpable sense of relief filled the ship. The successful rescue of Oliver's father, Dr. Carlson, and his crew had solidified the bond between the Thulani and their human counterparts. The crew's morale was high, but their journey was far from over. They were heading back to Earth, this time not only to reunite Dr. Carlson with his family, but also to plead their case to the Grand Council. The Council, divided on the issue of human contact, had reluctantly allowed the Noble Harbinger to continue its missions, but with strict warnings. Captain Zendar, emboldened by their recent success, hoped that the Council would now see the value in building a lasting relationship with Earth. As the ship approached the Thulani homeworld, however, the crew braced for the challenges that lay ahead. The council chamber was a grand and imposing hall, filled with towering pillars and intricate carvings. The Noble Harbinger's crew stood before the council, their faces a mix of determination and apprehension. The council members, stern and imposing, listened as Captain Zendar recounted their recent adventure, emphasizing the bravery of the human crew and the potential for cooperation between their species. The council, though initially skeptical, began to soften as they heard the crew's passionate testimony. Dr. Carlson, standing beside the crew, spoke eloquently about his gratitude and the lessons he had learned from the Thulani. His words resonated with the council, and a heated debate ensued as they deliberated on the future of Thulani human relations. During the debate, a surprising development occurred. The Thulani children, who had heard stories of Oliver and his adventures, gathered outside the council chamber, chanting in support of continued contact with humans. Their innocent voices carried through the hall, touching the hearts of the council members and swaying their opinions. As the debate continued, the council became increasingly divided. Some members, inspired by the crew's testimony and the children's support, advocated for increased cooperation with Earth. Others, however, remained wary, citing the potential dangers of contact with a species as unpredictable as humans. In the end, the council reached a compromise. They agreed to allow the Noble Harbinger to continue its missions, but with increased oversight and strict guidelines for future contact with humans. The crew, though not entirely satisfied, felt a sense of victory. They had succeeded in preserving their bond with Oliver and his family, and they looked forward to future opportunities for collaboration. With the council's decision made, the crew returned to the Noble Harbinger, their hearts lightened by the outcome. Captain Zendar, usually stoic and reserved, allowed himself a rare smile as he reflected on the trial. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes bright with hope, looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey had opened new doors for their species. As the ship prepared to depart, the crew gathered for a final farewell with Dr. Carlson. The scientist, his face etched with gratitude, thanked the crew for their bravery and compassion. He promised to share his experiences with his fellow humans, hoping to foster a lasting friendship between their worlds. The Noble Harbinger's departure from the Thulani homeworld was filled with a sense of anticipation. The crew, united by their recent experiences, looked forward to their next adventure, knowing that they had overcome great challenges and forged new bonds that transcended the stars. As the ship sailed into the unknown, the crew reflected on the lessons they had learned. They knew that their journey was not just about exploration, but also about building bridges and creating understanding between species. With renewed purpose and hope, they set a course for their next mission, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle through friendship and courage. Following their victory with the Council, the Noble Harbinger resumed its journey, the crew rejuvenated by their recent success. Their renewed sense of purpose propelled them toward their next mission, exploring a remote sector of space that held the promise of new discoveries. Captain Zendar, proud of his crew's resilience, felt a renewed sense of adventure as they ventured into the unknown. The new sector was an uncharted wilderness of space, filled with unknown planets and cosmic phenomena. The Thulani's advanced sensors detected a habitable planet with intriguing energy signatures. As the ship approached, the crew marveled at the sight, a lush, vibrant world teeming with life. Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind buzzing with excitement, led the investigation. The planet, filled with strange flora and fauna, presented a scientific wonderland. The crew, exhilarated by the prospect of new discoveries, eagerly set up camp on the planet's surface, ready for exploration. However, their excitement was short-lived. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, they encountered an unexpected threat, an ancient alien species, the Ragnar, who viewed the Thulani as intruders. The Ragnar, fierce and territorial, attacked without warning, forcing the crew into a defensive stance. The Noble Harbinger's crew, though caught off guard, quickly adapted. Captain Zendar, his eyes blazing with determination, ordered a strategic retreat, hoping to avoid unnecessary conflict. The crew, guided by his command, managed to escape to a safe location, but the encounter left them shaken and wary. The Ragnar, however, were not easily deterred. They pursued the crew, launching a series of relentless attacks. The Noble Harbinger's defensive systems held, but the crew knew they needed to find a peaceful resolution. Lieutenant Azara, her mind racing with possibilities, proposed a bold plan: to communicate with the Ragnar and seek a truce. The crew, though apprehensive, agreed. Using their advanced technology, they managed to establish communication with the Ragnar leaders. The negotiations were tense, with the Ragnar suspicious and hostile. However, through patient diplomacy and a display of goodwill, the Thulani managed to convince the Ragnar of their peaceful intentions. The truce, though fragile, allowed the crew to continue their exploration. The planet, once a place of danger, became a symbol of cooperation and understanding. The Thulani and the Ragnar, though different, found common ground and began to share knowledge and resources. During their stay, the crew discovered a remarkable artifact, an ancient device that held the key to unlocking a new form of energy. The discovery, a testament to the potential of collaboration, excited both species and laid the foundation for a lasting partnership. As the Noble Harbinger prepared to depart, the crew reflected on their experience. The encounter with the Ragnar had tested their courage and diplomacy, but it had also revealed the strength of their character. Captain Zendar, his face filled with pride, praised his crew for their resilience and bravery. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with hope, looked forward to future missions, knowing that their journey had strengthened their bond and opened new possibilities. The crew, united by their experience, felt a renewed sense of purpose as they set course for their next adventure. The Noble Harbinger's journey into the unknown was filled with challenges and discoveries. The crew, though faced with adversity, overcame their obstacles through courage, ingenuity, and friendship. As they sailed into the cosmos, they knew that their mission was not just about exploration, but also about building bridges and creating understanding between species. With a sense of adventure and a spirit of cooperation, the Noble Harbinger ventured forth, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle through unity and courage. The crew, inspired by their experiences, looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey was just beginning and that the universe held endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. After their successful encounter with the Ragnar, the crew of the Noble Harbinger journeyed onward, their spirits high with the thrill of new discoveries and the satisfaction of forging peaceful alliances. Captain Zendar, his deep-set gaze thoughtful, reflected on their recent adventures and how much they had grown as a team. The ship's next destination was a vibrant nebula, glowing with swirling colors and mysterious phenomena. Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind ever curious, eagerly studied the nebula's unusual energy signatures. The crew, inspired by her enthusiasm, prepared for a deep space exploration mission, eager to uncover the nebula's secrets. As the ship navigated the nebula's dense clouds, the crew encountered a surprising phenomenon, an ancient alien vessel drifting among the stars. The ship, covered in strange markings and overgrown with cosmic flora, appeared abandoned but still intact. The crew, intrigued by the potential for discovery, decided to investigate. Inside the ancient ship, the crew discovered a startling sight: an advanced artificial intelligence, Elysia, still operational after centuries of solitude. Elysia, her holographic form flickering with age, revealed that she was the guardian of an ancient treasure, hidden deep within the nebula. The crew, captivated by the AI's tale, agreed to help her protect the treasure from potential threats. As the Noble Harbinger ventured deeper into the nebula, they encountered a new adversary, space pirates, drawn by rumors of the ancient treasure. The pirates, ruthless and cunning, attacked the crew, hoping to seize the treasure for themselves. The crew, though caught off guard, fought back with determination and skill. Captain Zendar, his face set with resolve, led the defense, while Lieutenant Azara used her analytical skills to outsmart the pirates. The battle was intense, with the ship's shields flickering under the relentless assault. However, the crew's courage and ingenuity allowed them to repel the attackers and secure the treasure. The ancient treasure, revealed to be a powerful energy source, was a marvel of alien technology. Elysia, grateful for the crew's assistance, offered the treasure to the Thulani as a gift, hoping it would benefit their society. The crew, though tempted, realized the treasure was too powerful to be used carelessly and decided to safeguard it instead. As they prepared to leave the nebula, Elysia expressed her desire to explore the universe, having been isolated for so long. The crew, touched by her loneliness, invited her to join them on their journey, and the AI, her holographic form shimmering with excitement, eagerly accepted. With Elysia on board, the noble harbinger set course for their next mission. The crew, bonded by their recent experiences, felt a renewed sense of purpose as they ventured into the unknown. Captain Zendar, his usually stern face softened, praised his crew for their bravery and teamwork, while Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with excitement, looked forward to their future adventures. The crew, united in their mission, felt a deep sense of accomplishment as they sailed through the cosmos. They knew that their journey was not just about discovering new worlds, but also about forging new friendships and protecting the wonders of the universe. As the noble harbinger ventured forth, the crew felt a sense of anticipation and excitement, knowing that the universe held endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. With Elysia by their side and their spirits high, they faced the future with courage and determination, ready to overcome any challenge that lay ahead. With Elysia integrated into the noble harbinger, the ship ventured into a new region of space, brimming with possibilities. The crew, energized by their recent successes, approached their next mission with a renewed sense of purpose. Captain Zendar, his steely resolve now accompanied by a growing sense of optimism, charted a course for a distant planet rumored to hold ancient relics. Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind buzzing with excitement, meticulously prepared for the upcoming exploration. The planet, rich with history and mystery, promised to be a treasure trove of discoveries. The crew, inspired by her enthusiasm, prepared for the mission, eager to uncover the secrets that lay hidden beneath the planet's surface. Upon landing, the crew encountered an unexpected sight, a thriving alien civilization previously unknown to the Thulani. The inhabitants, the Cathan, were a peaceful and technologically advanced species living in harmony with their environment. The Thulani, intrigued by the Cathan's unique culture, were welcomed with open arms. As the crew explored the Cathan city, they discovered an ancient temple, rumored to house a powerful artifact. The temple, guarded by intricate puzzles and traps, posed a challenge for the crew, but their combined skills and teamwork allowed them to navigate its depths. Inside, they found a stunning discovery, a relic capable of controlling the elements. The Cathan, initially wary of the Thulani's intentions, soon realized their peaceful nature and offered to share the relic's secrets. The crew, honored by the gesture, agreed to a mutual exchange of knowledge, further strengthening the bond between their species. However, their joy was short-lived. The Xantorians, relentless in their pursuit of power, had tracked the noble harbinger and sought to claim the relic for themselves. The crew, alerted to the incoming threat, prepared for battle, determined to protect their newfound allies. The Xantorian attack was fierce, with the noble harbinger's shield struggling to withstand the onslaught. Captain Zendar, his voice filled with determination, led the defense, while Lieutenant Azara and Elysia worked tirelessly to repel the invaders. The crew, though outnumbered, fought valiantly, using the relic's power to turn the tide. In the midst of the chaos, Oliver, who had been following the crew's adventures from Earth, sent a surprise message, cheering on his alien friends. The crew, touched by his support, found renewed strength and pushed back the Xantorians, forcing them to retreat. With the threat neutralized, The crew celebrated their victory with the Cathan, their bond strengthened by the shared experience. The Cathan, grateful for the Thulani's assistance, offered them a place of honor in their society, while the crew promised to protect their newfound allies from future threats. As the noble harbinger prepared to depart, the crew reflected on their journey. The encounter with the Cathan had tested their courage and diplomacy, but it had also revealed the potential for cooperation and understanding between species. Captain Zendar, his face filled with pride, praised his crew for their bravery and unity. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with hope, looked forward to future missions, knowing that their journey had opened new doors for their species. The crew, united by their experiences, felt a renewed sense of purpose as they set course for their next adventure. The noble harbinger's journey into the unknown was filled with challenges and discoveries. The crew, though faced with adversity, overcame their obstacles through courage, ingenuity, and friendship. As they sailed into the cosmos, they knew that their mission was not just about exploration, but also about building bridges and creating understanding between species. With a sense of adventure and a spirit of cooperation, the noble harbinger ventured forth, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle through unity and courage. The crew, inspired by their experiences, looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey was just beginning and that the universe held endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. The noble harbinger ventured deeper into the uncharted realms of space, buoyed by their recent victory and the newfound alliance with the Cathan. The crew, invigorated by their accomplishments, faced the future with a renewed sense of purpose. Captain Zendar, his confidence bolstered, guided the ship toward a mysterious star system, where rumors of an ancient civilization had piqued their curiosity. As the ship approached the system, Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind keen as ever, detected unusual signals emanating from a desolate moon orbiting a giant gas planet. The crew, intrigued by the possibility of uncovering more relics or advanced technology, prepared for an exploratory mission, eager to reveal the moon's secrets. Upon landing, the crew was met with a stark landscape, barren and windswept. However, beneath the surface, they discovered a network of ancient tunnels, filled with intricate carvings and hidden chambers. The moon, though seemingly desolate, held the remnants of a long-lost civilization, the Archeon. The crew, guided by their sense of adventure, delved deeper into the tunnels, uncovering remarkable artifacts and advanced technology. However, as they explored further, they encountered a surprising threat: automated defense systems left behind by the Archeon to guard their treasures. The crew, caught off guard, found themselves in a dangerous situation, with the defense systems targeting them as intruders. Captain Zendar, his voice filled with urgency, led the crew in a strategic retreat, but the tunnel's complex layout made escape difficult. Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind racing, devised a plan to disable the defense systems using the relic they had obtained from the Cathan. The crew, working together, managed to deactivate the systems, narrowly escaping the threat. As they regrouped, the crew discovered an astonishing sight: an ancient library filled with knowledge from the Archeon civilization. The library, a treasure trove of information, revealed secrets about the Archeon's advanced technology and their downfall. The crew, awed by the discovery, realized they had stumbled upon a significant piece of galactic history. However, their discovery was not without consequence. The Xantorians, relentless in their pursuit of power, had tracked the noble harbinger and sought to claim the Archeon's technology for themselves. The crew, alerted to the incoming threat, prepared for another battle, determined to protect the ancient knowledge from falling into the wrong hands. The Xantorian attack was fierce, with the noble harbinger's shield straining under the relentless assault. Captain Zendar, his face set with resolve, led the defense, while Lieutenant Azara and Elysia used the Archeon technology to outsmart the invaders. The crew, though outnumbered, fought valiantly, utilizing their ingenuity and teamwork to repel the attackers. In the aftermath of the battle, the crew secured the Archeon library, ensuring the knowledge would be preserved and shared with the galaxy. The crew, though exhausted, felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing they had protected a valuable part of galactic history. As the noble harbinger departed the moon, the crew reflected on their journey. The encounter with the Archeon had tested their courage and intelligence, but it had also revealed the potential for discovery and preservation. Captain Zendar, his face filled with pride, praised his crew for their bravery and unity. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with hope, looked forward to future missions, knowing that their journey had opened new doors for exploration and discovery. The crew, united by their experiences, felt a renewed sense of purpose as they set course for their next adventure. The noble harbinger's journey into the unknown was filled with challenges and discoveries. The crew, though faced with adversity, overcame their obstacles through courage, ingenuity, and friendship. As they sailed into the cosmos, they knew that their mission was not just about exploration, but also about building bridges and creating understanding between species. With a sense of adventure and a spirit of cooperation, the noble harbinger ventured forth, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle through unity and courage. The crew, inspired by their experiences, looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey was just beginning and that the universe held endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. The noble harbinger continued its voyage, the crew energized by their recent triumphs and discoveries. Their journey brought them to a vibrant star system where a new challenge awaited them. Captain Zendar, now confident in his crew's abilities, guided the ship toward a lush planet teeming with life. This planet, unlike any they had encountered before, held a secret that would test their unity and courage. As the ship orbited the planet, Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind keen as ever, detected a distress signal from the surface. The crew, always ready to lend assistance, prepared for a rescue mission. They landed on the planet, where they discovered a group of human colonists trapped by a hostile native species, the Vorax. The Vorax, fierce and territorial, saw the humans as intruders and attacked without warning. The crew, caught in the crossfire, defended the colonists, but the situation was dire. The Vorax, using their advanced camouflage and predatory skills, outmaneuvered the Thulani, leaving the crew struggling to protect the humans. Captain Zendar, his face etched with determination, devised a bold plan. He and Lieutenant Azara, using the technology they had acquired from their previous adventures, created a diversion, allowing the crew to evacuate the colonists. The plan was risky, but the crew, united in their mission, executed it flawlessly, rescuing the colonists and retreating to the safety of the noble harbinger. Back on the ship, the colonists, led by a brave and resourceful leader, Captain Emily Blake, expressed their gratitude to the Thulani. Captain Blake, impressed by the crew's bravery, shared her knowledge of the planet, revealing that the Vorax were protecting a sacred artifact, a crystal with the power to control the planet's ecosystem. The crew, intrigued by the crystal's potential, decided to seek a peaceful resolution with the Vorax. Lieutenant Azara, her eyes shining with determination, proposed a diplomatic mission, hoping to broker a truce. The crew, though apprehensive, agreed, knowing that cooperation was the key to resolving the conflict. The diplomatic mission was challenging, with the Vorax initially hostile and distrustful. However, through patience and understanding, the Thulani managed to communicate their peaceful intentions. The Vorax, realizing the Thulani's sincerity, agreed to a truce, allowing the crew to study the crystal and learn its secrets. The crystal, a marvel of natural and technological harmony, revealed the key to balancing the planet's ecosystem. The crew, working with the Vorax and the colonists, used the crystal's power to restore the planet's harmony, creating a new era of cooperation and understanding. As the noble harbinger prepared to depart, the crew reflected on their journey. The encounter with the Vorax had tested their courage and diplomacy, but it had also revealed the potential for harmony and cooperation between species. Captain Zendar, his face filled with pride, praised his crew for their bravery and unity. Lieutenant Azara, her analytical mind sharp, looked forward to future missions, knowing that their journey had opened new doors for exploration and discovery. The crew, united by their experiences, felt a renewed sense of purpose as they set course for their next adventure. The noble harbinger's journey into the unknown was filled with challenges and discoveries. The crew, though faced with adversity, overcame their obstacles through courage, ingenuity, and friendship. As they sailed into the cosmos, they knew that their mission was not just about exploration, but also about building bridges and creating understanding between species. With a sense of adventure and a spirit of cooperation, the noble harbinger ventured forth, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle through unity and courage. The crew, inspired by their experiences, looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey was just beginning and that the universe held endless possibilities for exploration and discovery.